Today we're talking about flood insurance pricing in Birmingham, Alabama. You want to know what you're going to be paying for flood insurance. You don't want to walk into a disaster, do you? Well, that's exactly what we're talking about in today's video. If you like the information you're finding on this video, make sure to share and subscribe it on YouTube so other people can find it as well. So let's talk about this. Hello, my name is Chris Green, president of the Flood Insurance Group, and today we're going to be talking about that flood insurance pricing in Birmingham, Alabama. You see, I grew up in Birmingham. I knew what some of these risks can be like. I moved to 280 when there's one red light. So that gives you an idea of what kind of land developments happen in Birmingham, as the 2021 flood showed us in Pelham, Alabaster, and Hoover, where a lot of areas became rushing rivers. Well, when it comes to flood insurance pricing, this is starting to have a big deal in a lot of these areas as private companies are significantly having big rate increases. But in looking at this pricing, let's look at the National Flood Insurance Program first. The national average we see with them in Birmingham, Alabama is right around $1,000 a year. Now remember, they no longer use flood zones determining flood insurance rates. They're looking at things like distance to water, a replacement cost on a building, the elevation of a property, the type of flooding, the flooding frequency, and they put us all into a pool to determine your flood insurance rate. Now, these rates are going to be the same no matter where you go, unless you're doing a policy assumption where you're transferring a policy from one buyer to the next. So don't waste your time as a Birmingham homeowner getting all these National Flood Insurance Program quotes. They should all be the same if you're selecting the right coverages and the same deductibles. However, on the private side, it's going to be a little bit different. So private flood insurance is going to be different based on every company. They're going to look at the same things that FEMA looks at, but they're actually going to still be using flood zones. Then they're going to be using a flood risk score, which you can find here on this page, and you can order yours free for your property that tells you 0 to 100, what are the actual chances of your property flooding. The higher that score is, more than likely, the higher your flood insurance premium in the private side is going to be. Now, if you take the private and you take the National Flood Insurance Program side and average those in Alabama, what we see with our data, we see a premium right around $800 a year in the state of Alabama in 2024. That gives you an idea as a homeowner in Birmingham of, hey, if I'm below the 800, I'm above it, what am I looking at here? So when it comes to flood insurance pricing in Birmingham, Alabama, those are some very important things to understand. Now, you can also find information on this page on comparing the National Flood Insurance Program with private flood insurance. What's the best option for you? We look forward to helping you get your flood insurance taken care of in Birmingham, Alabama.